Hello everyone, this is Devaruti. Welcome to our channel. In this video, we will try to learn about some interesting facts about the Mughal period. This video is basically made to provide a background picture in which this particular empire was actually established. Another thing before proceeding, I would like to share is that in the previous video, the same subject matter has already been discussed in Bengali version. Today, I'll discuss the same topic in the English version. This initiative has been taken keeping in mind for those who cannot understand Bengali. You guys might find a little bit of difference in the format in which we discuss everything. Hope it turns out to be useful for everyone. So let's get started. Now, Mughal Empire is indeed a very crucial period in the history of medieval India, and it is also a very interesting topic to discuss about. Now, just by listening to Mughal period, so many questions might arise in our minds, like who was the founder of this empire, or in what scenario, or in what background this whole empire was established, or why particularly India was chosen for creating such a magnificent era. Now, in this video, we will try to find out all these answers. The first things first, who was the founder of Mughal Empire? I hope we all know the answer. It's undoubtedly Babur, whose full name was Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. Now, he was regarded a Timurid as well as a Mongolian simultaneously, a Timurid from his father's side and a Mongolian from his mother's side. Now, after the decline of the Timurid empire, probably during the second half of the 15th century, there was again an emergence of three most prominent empires in the Central and West Asia. Number one, it was Uzbek Empire, which dominated the Transoxiana area. Second was the Safavid Empire, which comprised of the Iran. And third was the Ottoman Empire, which was which included the modern Turkey area and Syria, and it also extended to Eastern Europe. Now there was a bitter relationship between the Ottomans and the Safavids. Both of them were engaged in conflict for gaining dominance over the Baghdad, southwest Iran, and some other portions. Again, one factor was also there. The Safavids were the Shias and the Ottomans were Sunnis. So, from this only we can conclude that there might have been sectarian conflict. Not might have been, there must have been a sectarian conflict which made this political rivalry into a much more bitter and grievous one. Now coming to the Uzbeks were the main rivals of the Timurids. Now who were these Timurids? Timurids consisted of some nomadic Turkish or Mongol tribes which basically inhabited the modern Kazakhstan area. Now the main focus of this conflict was to conquer Samarkand, which was again under the Transoxiana. Now, Samarkand served as the capital of the Timurids for almost 140 years. Now, this was somewhat the background in which Babur took birth, and Babur was born in the year 1483, and when he was 12 years old, he was crowned the Principality of Fargana in the year 1494, when after the demise of his father Umar Sheikh Mirza. Now, it is very important to remember all these short informations, because 1 marks questions may come in this way, in this manner, like what was the name of Babur's father? Then the answer would be Umar Sheikh Mirza. Then what was the name of Babur's mother? Then the answer would be Kutlug Nigar Khanum. So, after that, in the next 10 years of Babur's life, he conquered Samarkand twice, but he lost it both the times after a very short span of time. For the first time, where Babur's serious illness and also a conspiracy was constantly going against him in his own dominion. And another factor was also that the city lacked both supplies and money. In the meantime, some of his own begs had crowned his half-brother Jahangir Mirza at Fargana, and also his maternal uncle Mahmud Khan captured some of the portions of his own kingdom. So, in spite of conquering, in spite of gaining both Samarkand and his own kingdom, he had to lose everything. Now, for the second time, when Babur conquered Samarkand, it was in the year 1501, when he advanced on Samarkand with a very small army. But he actually conquered Samarkand with the help of the citizens of the Samarkand itself. But this time also a very big threat was waiting for him. Babur had to face, after a short span of time, Babur had to face the aggression of Shaibani Khan. He was a Uzbek leader. Now at Saripul, both the armies of Shaibani Khan and Babur faced each other, and Babur had to face a sharp defeat from Shaibani Khan. Now, what was very interesting in this battle was that Shaibani Khan first time used a wheeling tactics or tulguma, which Babur adopted, and in the later times he used it against Ibrahim Lodi 25 years after. So, after getting defeated, Babur thought of making a sort of peace with Shaibani Khan. So, according to that, Babur's elder sister had to marry Shaibani Khan. But in spite of doing everything possible, Shaibani Khan continuously pressurized Babur for surrendering all the remaining portions of the Taimurid states in that region. Babur also conquered Kabul in the year 1504. Now, in his memoir, one thing I would like to share is that the autobiography or the memoir of Babur is known as Baburnama. It is also referred to as Tujoki Baburi. Now, in his memoir, Babur says that Kabul is the intermediate point between the Hindustan and the Khorasan. Now, in 1506, Babur thought that all his followers should call him by Padshah. Now, this initiative was actually taken to portray that existence of Taimurid dynasty, or in other words, to demonstrate that the Taimurid dynasty was not dead yet. Now, after that, several incidents took place. In the meantime, the Uzbek leader Shaibani Khan was also found dead. Now, by listening to that, by coming in contact to that news, particular news, Babur thought of trying his luck once again. So, which means that Babur started to prepare himself for another expedition against Samarkand. But unfortunately, this expedition was a very unsuccessful expedition. But but the only positive outcome of this expedition was that Babur could now finally deviate his attention towards India. Now, when Babur was without a kingdom and he was wandering, he was a wanderer in the Transoxiana part, he came to know about the stories of the Taimur's exploits in India, and that time only he decided to recover all the areas around the Punjab which were surrendered to Taimur. Now, this time also Babur was not free from any problem, because during that time India's political situation was changing, and also the income from the Kabul was not sufficient enough to meet all the requirements of Babur's begs and also its kinsmen. And definitely there were also several associative problems with it. Now, in 1518, Babur conquered the fortress of the Bajaur, and he went on to capture Bhira, which was on the river Jhelum. Now, Babur started to lay a hereditary claim in all these areas, because earlier these portions were a part of Taimur's empire. Now, Babur's only motive was to just conquer the portions of the Punjab, but after the Bhira expedition, one envoy of Babur was sent to Ibrahim Lodi, asking him to surrender all the portions which once belonged to Taimur. Now, there was a very little, or in fact no possibility of Ibrahim Lodi doing as he was expected to do. So, in spite of all these hurdles, Babur was able to recapture Bhira in the year 1520. So, by 1524, Babur had already strengthened his position in the Afghanistan area. Now he was all set for having a much bigger struggle with Ibrahim Lodi. He was just not ready for a struggle, not only for capturing Punjab, but even for the for conquering the whole of North India. So that's all for today. In the next video, we will get to see that how Babur actually laid the foundations of the Mughal Empire in India. If anybody gets stuck in something, please let us know in the comment section below. And also, if you find this video useful enough, then please do subscribe, like, and share as much as possible. We will be right back with our next video very soon. So till then, stay safe, stay healthy, take care. Bye bye.